What's up, y'all? Give me just a minute here, getting things all dialed in. I'm trying a little different audio setup today. I've had some people commenting about my microphone has sounded a little weird when I'm live streaming. So I turned my noise gate off, and I'm using a little noise suppression filter instead. So when my little space heater kicks on, it shouldn't be too terrible. But yeah, anyway, so I need to get my monk leveled up a little bit so I can get start shopping for some gear. And then I kind of want to do some Trials of Chaos to earn a little cash. And then I want to level a gemling too. So I got lots on the agenda. Not sure what all we're going to get started today, but starting off here on the monk. I want to get this switched over to a Flicker Strike monk. But got to get leveled up a little first. Man, it's real sensitive without that noise gate on. Holy crap. God, it's overly sensitive. You can hear I'm picking up just keyboard clicks on the decibel meter. Maybe I'll add it back. Let me just put a new noise gate in altogether. We'll remove the old and add a new. Let's see. Let's see if that helps or hurts. Yeah, it seems not so sensitive to mouse clicks and stuff now. All right, where were we? We're working our way out from this tower. Trying to create some nice juicy areas there too. Magic monsters. Rare monsters. We'll take it. Trying to get some juiced up tower boosting. I think we'll head over to this one now. We got to go through the fortress here to get there. And I'm not sure. We're level 69 now. Not sure what level maps I could be doing. Try a tier 5. This one had reduced critical hit damage. I'm not sure what my thoughts are on that one. That's a level 69, so I should still get decent XP here. So I want to be doing tier 5 or higher, it looks like. The higher the better, of course.
No walls will hold me back.
I really want to get this guy swapped over to Flicker Strike, but right now it's just the current setup is just makes much more sense. And you still got pretty good mobility here too as you're moving around. My problem right now is my survivability is not perfect. I think I've got enough damage to do probably like up to like tier 10 maps currently. But I don't think I could survive tier 10 maps. Ultimatum. What level ultimatum is that? Lobby one. I need to get over level 75 to be getting the 10 trial ones, I think it is. So that would be tier 10 maps, I think.
Fate is on my side.
The clear on this is actually pretty good. Well, like I said, right now I'm just worried about the survivability. I don't have... I know I'm going to be respeccing, so I'm still kind of going off of that leveling tree, too. Don't have everything completely dialed in.
Lightning.
Oof. Little chaos, splody bombs. Oh no.
The mighty fall.
Yeah, see, I'm just so squishy against some of these elements, but don't have the resists or the evasion completely dialed in yet. I don't know. I picked that up. I thought it said superior. It said advanced. Even at this tier, should level up fairly quick, as long as I'm not dying too much. Back to the spawn.
Hello.
What's up? How you doing?
Good.
How far did you make it?
Just going into the Grailwood.
Oh, nice. I kind of want to get my gemling through the campaign, but I'm getting all these characters. I don't have enough currency to gear them all, so I feel like I need to get some of them leveled up and need to decide who my grinder is going to be. Right now, I've only got one character really set up just to grind with, my witch. I feel like that is, even though my witch is the most set up and leveled up at the moment, I feel like everything's going to be a little bit faster with literally any of the other choices.
Back to us.
Yeah, it's a completely different game second time through.
Oh, yeah. It kind of catches you off guard a little bit. You expect to go get your butt kicked. And you end up just wrecking everything, you know?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm wrecking it per se, but it's definitely way faster.
Yeah. Once you get a little more strength stacked up, you'll be wrecking it.
Yeah.
Just running full speed through.
Oh gosh, spent what, two, about 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours going through trying to figure out how to do the weapon skill
The weapon swap
swap
thing.
setup and then the passive allocation stuff, and because it's completely different on console.
Yeah. The interface with like, I tried using a controller a little bit. The interface feels a little weird to me. I don't know.
It's not intuitive, but once you figure it out, it's actually pretty nice.
Yeah. I almost feel like I hate to say it, but I feel like as far as the controller support, I feel like Diablo does it a little better.
Yeah,
Like Diablo 3, I played pretty extensively on console and I felt really good without like any major learning curves or anything like that.
yeah. This one takes there's a lot. There's a lot of things you can do with it. There's a lot of hidden little menus and
Yeah, high level for me. Like I'll be able to fatten this area up quite a bit. Guess let's head to this tower. Then try to sneak around to those other ones without burning all the nodes in the middle. I really like the monk, but I really like the shouty guy too. And, I mean, that's, I can never make up my mind. That's the challenge I got right now is I just don't know what I want to play. Hey, as far as like just hunkering down and grinding it out.
yeah. I
The
just
shout
want to get through
guy
this.
seems really, really good for mapping. But the damage falls off quite a bit on bosses. I mean, it's still suitable, but
Yeah, bosses is a whole different ballgame.
and then the benefit with the gemling is you can really do just about any build with the gemling. And in some cases, it's going to do just about any build a little bit better, maybe even than the class that it's actually designed for. Like the gemling is definitely the best jack of all trades, I think, in the game.
Yeah, I really debated on going that one instead of the warrior when I picked it just for that, but I didn't know. I haven't played this before, so like
Right.
now thinking as like a new player never played before, it's probably the best bet to go as your first.
Well, I mean, it would add a little confusion. I think for most players, like the easiest thing to do right out of the gates is probably going to be either Sork or Ranger, just because the damage output is so incredible. It buys quite a bit of forgiveness, you know. But you can also do all of those things with the gemling, but it just takes a little bit more figuring out.
Yeah, and I think that figuring out part is like I said, most of my gameplay, like hours, I think I'm at like 36 hours now since I started, but I think, probably 15 of those is figuring out the passive trees, the menus, how the game plays.
Oh, for sure. Turns into that. Let's see. Definitely don't want to waste some of these really good nodes. It's going to be hard to get around to some of them. Come this way and over. instead of trying to get to that one.
I thought the like the skill swap weapon set would be a little more clunky than it is, but it's like instant.
Yeah, I don't like that you have to hit the button twice. Like you
I
hit your
only have to hit
totem,
it
it
once on
swaps.
console.
Well,
Yeah.
you probably have some weapon swap speed somewhere that I don't have, maybe. But like me, I don't have any weapon swap speed. I gotta hit it twice. Like I hit the totem once and it swaps weapon sets, and then I have to hit it 3 more times to get my 3 totems. And then I have to swap back as quick as I can to using the shield. That
Oh.
way I don't get wrecked. You know?
Yeah, I don't think I have any weapon swap passives or anything that I know of. Although I don't know.
You might have it somewhere and not realize it, like on a gem or whatever.
But it's yeah, it's instant. It's one tap.
Yeah, this plays out. Where did I go? Can't actually go there yet. Didn't hit this tower. Guess I'm at a dead end here because I can't, unless I can get to it from over here. Yeah, I'll try to sneak in this way. All right, so these are level 70 monsters, and I'm level 70. So now I'm to the point where I don't want to be... I mean, of course, you can do lower, but you get a little bit of an XP penalty the lower the enemies are below your level. I'm trying to do enemies that are either the same level or slightly higher without going too high where I'm getting wrecked.
Local, need your aid.
This should be interesting.
Ready?
Yeah, so the black chambers last night, I'm running around that arrow gap mat for like 2.5 hours. Dying, going back, redoing it, checking it out.
Yeah.
Going around the outside everywhere. Yeah, I ran past it. There was a little spot on the far left that I just didn't quite go far enough.
The key to that one is to keep an eye out on the mini-map for checkpoints.
Yeah.
Because all of the little expansion bridges that go out all have checkpoints.
Yeah,
so
and the checkpoint I had, it was the sacrifice altar.
Yeah.
But there was none closer to the chambers, so I just kept running past it without going farther to the left.
Yeah, it happens. And like I said, that's one of those zones. That one and the one with R. Kelly in it, both of those zones, like you're running right to the boss on your future runs through. Just because the bosses, even though the tile sets will change, the bosses generally all in the same area. So if you just know to run to that particular area, those two are the 2 maps that I have the easiest time running right to the boss. Like a bunch of the other maps, I'll run around that whole damn thing, you know?
Yeah, I think I made like three levels doing that.
Oh yeah, I bet. That's what I had wondered, right, when the way they got the checkpoints working and having to re-clear if you die. I kind of wondered if that was like an intentional grind point in the game to try to get players more levels. I don't know. It just seems weird to me the way... I mean, some of the zones are so big to have to re-clear. It seems over the top, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't really, I mean, I've played enough Borderlands and everything else. I don't really mind the checkpoint system and having to go back and re-clear. But I just think there should be more. Way more checkpoint,
Do you get like an inherent power increase when you level, or how does that work?
Well, there is inherent penalties of your level versus the enemy level. So an enemy that's higher level than you. But as far as just leveling up, like, you don't get flat points or anything like that. You get your passive points to put in.
Okay. Because I just find every time I level up in a zone, it just seems to get way faster killing.
Well, I mean, like I said, part of that, Honey Man with the sub, thank you so much. Part of that, I think, is just the your level versus the monster level. This Herald of Frost does just go hard. I want to try to get that worked into the shout build so bad, but I can't figure out how to do it. Like, you gotta add in, well, I wanted to get the Herald of Thunder worked into it, but you've got to add in the lightning damage through another source. Like, you can't, there's a support for added lightning damage, basically, where you're adding lightning damage to the attack, but it doesn't function with that shout. You can't slot it. If you could slot it, that would be crazy, but can't. Oof. Oh, god dang it, man. Died with 2 exalts on the ground. That's so irritating. All right, Tawny, we'll have a good night.
Go on. Greetings. They'll be here.
Right. And the Orba chance just never works out for me. Grab a gray map just to run through the zone again now since I choked. Where do I want to go?
Are you kidding me? It's gonna be that corner, way up there, the small little corner I missed again. Oh, Bramble Gas. Hello.
Guy's just itching to get slapped. Are you to the point where you're just spamming the shouts and running through now?
Not quite, but pretty close.
Got to get that strength stacked up.
Yeah, the life isn't quite there yet,
Yeah.
but it's close.
The knockback
But
and
yeah.
everything is so crazy with that.
Yeah.
It's going leveling the monk and then doing that character back to back so close. It's such a glaring difference. Like, you're like, you finish up everything and you're like level 60, 65 or whatever, and you start just trying to figure out where you can level up in maps, and on the monk, like I had to start at tier 1 and kind of work my way up tier 1 maps. Just because I was getting owned, you know, just getting wrecked constantly. And on that shout guy, I went right into tier 10 maps at level 65. So I like went right in and was fighting monsters 10 levels higher than me right away. It's just so crazy strong. Spot I wanted to get to on the monk was level 70. I mean, obviously the more levels the better, but level 70 you can start getting some decent-ish. Not going to be the high-end end game gear, but you can start picking up some decent finds.
Bramble gas down.
Another emerald ring. Thank you so much for subscribing. I do appreciate it a ton.
Infusion.
Yep, right up in the corner. Oh no, that's not the one.
I'm excited to see what, like, they're going to do a pretty sizable update just about every month. I'm pretty excited to see what the first update is going to be. Is it going to be just balance and fixing some of the issues the game had, or, you know, when is the other classes going to start coming in? You know, I'm very curious. You got the druid. I don't know what class it's tied to, but you know, I'm a big fan of spin to win builds, and they've already confirmed that cyclone is actually a thing and coming to the game. So, you know, we just got to wait for that class to get here, and then yeah, I mean, the druid's going to be fun. Dances, wow. See how cheap they are, or how expensive they are, I should say. Of course, I can find it. Let's see. Oh, wow, they're expensive.
Oh, it was right in the center of the map.
God, I am never going to get one of those rings to convert. The emerald, the gray emerald ring. There's a few like higher end items you want to save your Orba chances for. You don't want to just throw the Orba chance on anything, because some of the uniques are only worth one exalted, and the Orba chance itself is worth more than that, you know? All right, where were we headed? Okay. Trying to sneak around. These 4 towers right there. Let's see if I can do a tier 6 without choking here. Work. You guys getting snow today up there?
It is trying, yeah.
Same thing here. It's trying. We're only supposed to get a tiny bit, but at this point, you know, we're itching to see some snow. The wife, she bought a harness for Pepper. Now, Pepper's a pretty stout girl, you know, and she's like muscular. She's a Bernese mountain dog, but she's getting big. And the wife was all looking forward to the snow. She busted out her cross-country skis, and she was going to try to get Pepper to pull her around out in the field. And there's just no snow, you know. He was like, oh, I can get out there and try it today. It's like, that is so dangerous. There's like tiny little patches of snow here and there. You're going to hit mud and everything else. You are not going out there on cross-country skis having the dog pull you around. No.
The journey never ends.
But, yeah, she's so excited to do it.
Freezing strike!
That, and, you know, it's going to be a training process because Pepper doesn't like having things on her.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she, you know, she loves going outside and she loves the snow. But, you know, she's a Bernese, so she's got this, like, big, thick coat and everything. So, you know, don't want her to get all wet. So got her, like, a little raincoat so she can run around in the rain. And, God, man, the wife puts that on, and sure enough, man, she is trying to climb on my lap, and like in 2 seconds, I'll be in here streaming, and she's at the door crying for me. Get it off, you know. She's getting used to it now, but God, it was hilarious at first. Acting like it was the end of the world. But yeah, man, when we have snow, she will make a big old pile of snow and just go lay on it. She just loves it.
Yeah, our lab loves it too.
And then we got the mother-in-law's dogs, which are 2 Chihuahua mixes, and I don't know how to pronounce it, a Lhasa Apso or whatever the hell it is. It's a mix too. They're all rescue dogs from when she was down in Mexico. But they were like terrible situation rescue dogs. So even though they are living a pretty good life now, they're still so timid. You know, like one of the Chihuahuas, Taffy. Man, I don't know what happened to that poor girl, but she had it rough. I mean, you can't even, like, you raise your voice for any reason. Like, you know, you could be watching a sporting event on TV or whatever and cheer, and she, like, instantly huddles like you're about to beat her. And it's like, I feel so bad for her because she's the sweetest little dog, you know? But I just don't get it. I don't understand why, if you don't want a dog, don't get a dog. It's pretty easy.
Yep.
You know? I don't understand the whole mistreating and abandoning and all that stuff. The Lhasa Apso, they, you know, she lived right outside of Cabo, so there's a lot of Americans and Canadians. In fact, it's the majority in that little neighborhood is either retired Americans or retired Canadians that bought a house down in Mexico. The Lhasa Apso, the people just left the dog in the backyard and went home.
Jeez.
And the dog was out there starving for eating weeds or whatever it could get a hold of for God knows how long. And then somebody, the properties are all fairly large out there, so you don't necessarily, and very private, so you don't really notice, or you don't know what's going on in your neighbor's yard, Like if someone, even here, the properties are pretty big, but if one of my neighbors left their dog to starve out in the yard, we would know it, We would hear it crying or whatever. But down there, not so much. So somebody finally noticed it, and the dog was like in really bad shape. And then now, of course, it's just ravenous for food because it was like it will never, even though, I mean, she's had the dog for years now, feeding it regularly and all that stuff, but the dog will not, it can't forget, about its little starving or whatever. Yeah. And, I mean, you go to start to give it food, and like it's just not necessarily food aggressive. Like it's not gonna bite me or anything like that, but definitely, you could tell that the dog had starved at some point,
Yeah.
And then the other ones, we got Wolfie and Taffy. That's the two Chihuahua mixes. Taffy was just abused. He was beaten. There's no doubt in my mind. And then Wolfie was abandoned by a Mexican family or whatever and just lived out on the street. And it was an area that had lots of other abandoned dogs. And he's a small dog. So it ended up, he was like getting tore up. Other dogs were, the stray dogs or whatever fighting and everything. And he's the coolest little dog ever. He's got a very very, very funny attitude and personality and everything. But him too, when it comes to like, with him, it wasn't people, it was other animals, and it was abandoned. But still just so timid. Like if you raise your voice or whatever.
Yeah.
Like they we get lots of deer out in the yard and in the field and whatever, and they like to chase the deer and run them off, But we were out on we got like a big front deck, and we're out on our front deck. I noticed the gate is open. There's deer in the yard, and the dogs take off, and I don't want them to actually get like trampled or anything. So I yell, at Wolfie. I yelled at him pretty loud. Stop. And man, he hit the deck like I was about to just throttle him. It's like, damn, dude, I'm just saying don't run out in the yard. But yeah, I feel so bad for him. But I mean, they got it better now, but there's a lot of abandoned dogs like that in Mexico. And then the laws are very different with like the Humane Society and stuff down there. Like my mother-in-law was working with the Humane Society. And there they if they suspect that there's a dog being mistreated or whatever, they will hop the fence and take it. There is no like calling the cops and intervening and like legally taking the dog. They'll wait for you to not be home and go swipe it. That's how the Humane Society works down there. Like the Lhasa Apso, they had to hop fences for that one, and trespass on people's property to get that dog to safety. Oh, didn't work out. We'll dump into it. Added. I'm up to 75% evasion chance.
49.
You're level 49?
Yeah, I just got cacophony. 40% increased damage with war cries. That should help.
Nice.
Freezing strike.
Rough with the poison here. Oh, yeah. God dang it. I tried to up it to tier 7. Did not work out well for me with my resist being so low.
Yeah, I don't know how this one's gonna go with their druid, poison druid. We'll see.
Boy, how poison works is a little different in this game. Like, it doesn't stack or anything. It's all based on the hardest hit. So, like, if you get hit with 3 different sources of poison, whichever one hit the hardest is the one that applies. And it's the same thing with you. When you try, if you're trying to poison enemies. So a lot of times the poison just doesn't do anything. You know, it's like barely any damage to you. And then all of a sudden you get some super jacked melee enemy or whatever. And it's got poison and it slaps you and the poison just drains you down like nothing,
Yeah.
you know? Just saw you talking about trying to figure out how to do the weapon swap points.
Yeah, I think I got it figured out. I got
think
a few of
that's,
them allocated.
Probably a good tutorial video for me to make.
Vanquished.
Getting these subscribed ultimatums to drop and they're too low level.
Yeah. The other thing I don't understand is what it, I guess, what it does different.
Well, what it does is you set your abilities to swap between your weapon sets.
Yeah.
And it swaps between those skill trees at all as well when you switch abilities. So like in your situation, you got one setup that's all about the shouts, and you got another that's all about the totems. So like on your alt set, you get 2 of those two-handers with the +7 to melee.
Mm-hmm.
And that gives your totems +14, you know, which is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then you shout and it swaps back over and you got your shield again. So it's automatically swapping your skill tree based on what weapons set you're using.
Chill.
Really, just about every character can really benefit from it. But some are, you know, like on the monk here, I don't think there would be any reason for me to bother setting it up, you know? For the warrior, it's huge because you can, like those plus skill gem levels, like the plus melees for the totems is enormous, and for the shouts it does nothing, you know? You have your second weapon set to buff curse. Yeah, that's a great plan. And then your primary is for spark damage for your sword. That's what I need to do with my witch. I need to have a weapon set for my curse as well, and then swap over. I didn't do it yet, but that would be a very, very smart move. That and just the passives too. You know, the having those extra passives for a specific thing is pretty big because, you know, like on my witch for the minions, I could care less, you know, about the curse stuff. But for, you know, and then for my curses, of course, I could care less about the minion stuff. So it's definitely a pretty cool system. I mean, I've never seen an ARPG that's had anything like it.
Ugh. Okay, this guy's brutal.
Wow, 30% increased evasion only got me up 1 more percent. It's crazy. I guess that's how it works. 8% increased
help me with
dex.
this druid.
Yeah. Send me an invite. Am I showing online or?
Let's see. Yep.
Sweet. The Grim Tangle.
Frost Rush.
Get
Thank you,
wrecked,
man.
mister. Oh, no problem.
I don't know if I did him last time.
I think he's got something. Did he drop something?
Nope.
There's a Maxroll's got an article that all of the little side bosses or area bosses that have a permanent account or a permanent character progression thing. Some of them are a big deal. Some of them aren't. Like you get 100 spirit, you get 2 bosses have 30 and 1 has 40. There's a bunch of them for resists. There's like a book as you're progressing to the last boss in Act 2. Is it the last boss? I can't remember, but there's like just a book on the wall. You go click on a book and it gives you 10% lightning resistance. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that would be to miss. I wonder, in POE1, you can do slash passives. Nope, doesn't work in POE2, and it shows you all the passive points that you could get and if you missed any. The passive point ones are huge, of course. By pushing it on one, but I mean, they're level 72. I'm level 73. I need to get my resist in order so I can start doing these higher maps. If not, the XP is going to start slowing way down.
Frost Rush. The Mighty Fall.
Gotta figure out how this little dash to the enemies works too, because sometimes, like, I'll dash around between the packs, and other times, just sit there and cast. Not sure if it's rain is blocking my dash path or what's happening, but I want to be able to jump from pack to pack. Get that figured out. I think level 78 may be the highest level requirement for gear. I'm not positive on. It may actually be in the 80s, but does anybody know in chat what the highest level requirement is? Like for level 82 gear? I mean, you'd think the highest it would be could be level 82. But for some reason, I think it might be 78.
Arms for the monastery. Loathsome creature.
Do these two guys first. Ooh. Well, uncomfortably close. Need to get a little bit more spirit. Oh, god dang it. Don't even know what it was that got me.
Gotta love those.
The game really needs a death tracker. Or, you know, like World of Warcraft has a really good combat log, but theirs is extensive. It just scrolls every instance of damage. But it would be nice to at least know, like, when you die, at least know what killed you, you know?
Hello. On with the work.
Will not use a good one.
Yeah, and there was that one mob last night, rare, with regen,
Yeah,
and I couldn't make a dent in it. Like,
you'll
there's
get
nothing
into
of-
them every now and then. You'll
I
have
hit
a
'em with
mob that
everything.
just counters you, you know? It's got, like, you're a melee class and it'll have high armor and regen, or you're a caster class and it'll have some elemental resistance or whatever. that's just gonna happen, you know. And the best thing there is if it's not a required mob, just run past them.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was like,
Same
you
thing
gotta be
with
kidding me.
POE1. Like I play this Righteous Fire setup quite often in POE1, and it never fails. I'll be at the end of some big, huge encounter where I got like a massive investment into the map or whatever, getting it all heavy modifiers and all that stuff, and like the last enemy will have fire resistance or be immune to fire damage or whatever, and like my main damage is fire, you know, with that Righteous Fire setup. Never fails. I still want to try to find a way to get heralds working with the bomb, but the thing is I don't even know if they will proc heralds with that shout if you meet the elemental status from something else. Like I thought about using a lightning orb or orb of storms or something like that for the shock enemies, and then try using the Herald of Thunder, but I don't even know if it would proc the heralds. I'm not sure. But that's a task for my level 1 gemling when he gets through the campaign. He's probably level 2 now. He made it to town.
Alright, so what skill support gems are you using on your cry?
Well, you got to use the Corrupting Cry for one.
Yeah.
And then there's you can go with like Heft, which increases the maximum physical damage. Range, that magnified effect is really good. You can go Brutality, which also increases the physical damage.
Yeah, what do I... Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what I have. So I've got the Cry, Inspiration.
Yeah,
So it
Inspiration
costs
to make it
less.
cheaper. Yeah.
And what's the other one I'm using right now? Persistence. Has a 40% more skill effect duration.
Well, it'd make the Corrupting Cry last longer, but figure you're going to be spamming the shout anyway.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing that's going to affect the Corrupting Cry damage is more strength. But, like, magnified effect, in my opinion, is required. Makes just the shout itself bigger. So it's applying that corrupted blood to more enemies.
So I got Heft on my Shockwave totem.
Sure what all I'm using. Let me look real quick. Oh, shit.
Devastate.
Dang it, I
And
think I just
magnified
screwed
effect.
up. Was that map over? Oops. I just logged out in the middle of the map, not thinking.
Sorry.
So I am using Corrupting Cry, Inspiration, Brutality, Swift Affliction makes the will make the Corrupting Cry do more damage, and then Magnified Effect for the bigger area. But mine, I've got fully 6-linked.
Yeah.
And invested into getting it all squared away, but I had the currency sitting, so
I got 3. So I got magnified effect on my totem. Heft on my totem.
I would move Magnified Effect off your totem right away. Because your totem, you're going to be slapping right on the ground in front of a boss anyway. I mean, if for me personally, I would probably prioritize Corrupting Cry, Inspiration, Magnified Effect, Swift Affliction, and then Brutality as your final once you're all set up. But I would do Corrupting Cry, Inspiration, and Magnified Effect for sure on the Cry. On your totem, that's not really... That in your totem is single target damage too, so that's not actually helping you at all. I'm surprised it even let you... Well, I guess it depends on... It is helping, because it's based on that Earth Shatter. And Earth Shatter's an AoE. But I would take that off of there right away, personally.
Alright, magnified effect moved over there.
If I just screwed that map. And the map is still there, but I don't know if it was completed or not. Well, it looks like it was completed anyway. That's fine. Alright, so what level am I now? I'm level 73 now. Like I want to get another couple of levels before I swap over and do something else. And yeah, I find the perfect Lobie Scepter for a minion build, yet it requires level 66. Like, what the hell, man? At level 66, ain't nobody wants to use that.
I'll be here, waiting.
What is Swift under? I don't see it anywhere.
Swift Affliction. You have to hit other down at the bottom.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. It's under dexterity.
Oh, it's a pain in the butt to use the filter, huh? Like to type in something? How does that work on console? Does it pop up a little keypad that you got to go through, or?
Yeah. The L3 brings up the search. You type in your word.
Went in and came back out. That's what.
Okay, there's brutality. So I'll get that after I get a 4th slot.
The magnified effect, the benefit there is it's gonna, your shout is gonna hit stuff at the edge of the screen then.
Well, yeah, because the cry actually shrinks it.
The corrupting cry?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that will help to negate that problem. It actually hits outside of its visual range. Like if you got a bunch of mobs on the screen, you'll see it. Like you'll think, you'll think that maybe it's not going to hit the enemies, but it will actually hit outside of their... Got an exalted orb in that one. I guess I'm going to have to do another one.
Frost.
Some of these zones, man, looking at them and how they play on the monk, it's just so wildly different. It just makes me wonder what the hell they were thinking with the minion AI on the... For minions, it's so bad. Any of the maps with like the small little corridors or whatever. It's just so terrible.
The mighty fall.
Yoink that exalt out of there. I don't know why I'm bothering picking up some of this stuff, like the Orb of Augmentations. I'm sure I got a couple thousand of them in this stash now, and I'm still picking them up. Old habits from POE1, because POE1 I burned through all that stuff crafting. I wish, man, if they had alterations in the game, like PoE1, the crafting system, the lack of a crafting system that's there, it would be so much better. But without having alterations, it's, I mean, I would burn through all that stuff if alterations were in the game, like in PoE1.
Up for another boss.
Sure. Just a sec to finish this map
Sure.
up here. Who you got?
The heck is it? Oh, it's the witch. The consort.
Should be
Praetor
close.
Consort.
Wonder if Blizzard is gonna get their heads out of their asses and do any major Diablo 4 changes with POE2 being so well received.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Ready? But
Go on. Go.
yeah, minions teleporting to you would be awesome. Just being able to walk through the damn door would be huge, you know?
Insolence!
I cannot.
My love, I call to you! Now, you are mine. Forever!
I'm unable.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, the single target damage is just not quite there yet.
Well, once you can drop multiple totems, like I'm dropping 3 of them now, and it's huge, you know?
Oh yeah, you get an extra one with the ancestral, right?
There's a couple of different choices that you can take. And if it's going to be worth to keep pushing the evasion rating up. There's a node somewhere, too, that makes it so you can evade all attacks. I need to figure that one out, too. Anyway, give me just a minute, y'all. I run and grab a drink and use the restroom. I will be right back here in just a moment. Sorry about that, Mike Slap. It's snowing pretty good outside now.
Yeah, it's
Oh
up
no,
and
game
kicked up
crash.
too.
Dang it. Game is crashing. Yep. The whole
Tab.
Yep. I don't know what it is. Well, I mean, I know what it is. It's when I tab out, but it wasn't a problem for until just a few days ago. The weird thing, there hasn't been an update or anything. You wouldn't think there'd be any change. Maybe there was a update to my graphics driver or something that's making it crash. Am I in windowed full screen? Let me check. I should be. But let's see. Yeah. Is that the problem? I try to always play in windowed full screen. A lot of games, the game audio goes away when you tab out. Might just be some kind of wonky interaction with NVIDIA GPUs or something too.
What can I do for you? Dying is not on our side.
Oh shoot, I haven't been checking the vendor when I level up. Forget I'm on a different character now. The vendors refresh whenever you level.
Dying is not on our side.
So if you're looking for, vendors can be such a big source of gear upgrades, particularly when you're playing through.
Move along now.
I've never seen such blood.
Turns into it's already going downhill. Yep.
Go on.
Waste any more mats on that.
What can I do for you?
All right, where was I? Pretty close. Should be able to hit these towers easily. We got Aramir's favorite map, Seepage, coming up next. You need help with that guy too? I didn't realize we were still in a group. I see you're at the next mausoleum.
Oh, yeah, not there quite yet. Almost.
Even do a map here then. See if I can do a add quick. Be an easy one. Where am I at now? I'm at 74. These mobs are going to be lower level than me. Yeah, they're 5 levels lower. Let's see how much of an impact that is on the XP.
Frost crush.
Back to the
Ooh. Man, a lot of chaos explodey bombs here on this one. It's that seepage, Aramir. Seepage is another word for chaos damage. Pretty much. It seems that way, doesn't it? What's worse than puddles of green chaos damage on the ground? Puddles of purple chaos damage on the ground.
Yeah, I hate that stuff.
It's probably 90% of my deaths are from on death effects from some little chaos bomb or whatever that goes off.
Arms for the monster.
Oh, do you have a hardcore character? I should start a hardcore one, see if I can make it past Act 1.
I don't think I'd make it to town.
Depends on the character.
Lightning.
Oh, your warrior is a hardcore?
Back to the soil.
So as you're playing the level 82 zones, Aramir, you want to keep an eye out for a slicing quarterstaff. If you get a high level slicing quarterstaff with like 150% physical damage roll plus a big flat physical damage, like the one that's physical damage added to attacks, or the physical damage added, it says, not to attacks. You get a big roll of that too, and it's worth like, they're selling for like a mirror. So like you would want the percent physical damage and then the adds physical damage, but you'd want, you know, 150% plus on the increased, and then just, you know, the highest roll possible on the flat. They're selling for an absolute fortune. And it's pretty specifically the slicing. So it would have to be expert slicing quarterstaff. Is that what it is? Is it the same thing as a bow? I thought the bow you wanted different elements, no? Like on the monk, everything is specifically about physical conversion. So you want the physical damage above anything else. I was shocked when I started looking through those earlier. I didn't think there was that many people playing Monk.
Thunder!
That, and, you know, the economy is in a absolute train wreck.
The mighty fall!
That's what I'm looking forward to them adding. I think the chances of them doing a league reset
Is on my
will be
side.
based around when a new character comes or a new class comes and maybe another league mechanic added in. Like, we know Blight is coming. And I personally just cannot wait for Blight because, like, in POE1, I can sit there and play Blight all day. I'm a massive, massive fan of it.
Speak. What can I do for you? Until next time.
Tower next, I think, right? Grab a little map for a tower. Oh, there we go, though. I don't remember what my XP was at prior to that run, but I got, like, no XP from that. And I'm going to get no XP from this one as well. See, this is a level 70 zone. So once again, this one's 4 levels under me. But not quite as bad as the last one, but...
Foolish foe!
The Corpse Wade, is that the ones with the poison from walking over enemies? I'm wondering how well that would play with that shout build. The problem is the movement speed, and particularly with the shout build, you already feel like you're moving kind of slow. I bet it would be crazy powerful, though. When I was playing around with that on my Witch, I mean, I instantly jumped up to doing level 82 breaches, which I was completely unable to do with just my minions.
See, I had no problem with Draven.
Wrecked him, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sometimes this herald goes off and it just chains and blows up everything in the area. It's so beautiful. Doing pretty good. Good outside right now. Back-to-back towers. And these two will be back-to-back as well. We're going to light this area up good. No breach on that one, but a corrupt boss map. Not corrupt on that one. But a breach and a boss. We got one big corrupted one, but I'm going to need to get around to that tower to hit it. I mean, this tower will still be in the range of it, I think. And this one will as well. So I'll still be able to get it juiced. Cake's got 4 points into his breach tree now. Nice. Well, definitely need to be doing the runs under him then. To get the... You know, get the additional goods. Right. Right, a gray tier 9. That will be a little bit closer to my level. 73, so that's only 2 levels under, so I should get a little better XP. But man, the XP drops off hard when you're fighting mobs lower level than you. Oh, is that one of the nodes, the 40% density? I don't have any of those points yet. I'm stuck one step ahead of where you're stuck. Like, I can't get my the Arbiter fight. I can't find those stupid temples. And I mean, I've cleared so much area, you know? There needs to be a pity system on those. If you do so many map nodes, it should spawn another temple somewhere on your map, you know? Those things are brutal to find. And the cost on the items is absurd. To just buy your way into it. Like, I could buy my way into the Arbiter fight, but it's going to cost me like 5 divines. You haven't found one yet? Damn. They're definitely just too rare. And then with you combine it being too rare with the economy being in the absolute awful state it is. And you just got a real bad situation. But, you know. It makes you just want to just grind alts. And not try to experience like the end game and what's here. Which, to be honest, is probably the way to go right now anyway. Because we know none of this end game is going to be the same exact... You know, it'll be a variation of this, but it's not going to be exactly like this when the game launches.
This guy's a little tank, holy.
Alright, this area is getting fatter. Hit both of these towers, too.
Ouch. Oh, that was close.
Oof. Oh, that was my first delirium on the monk.
Frozen
This could end up
ash.
ending badly. Tempted just to let it go. I wish delirium was on par with breach. As far as profitability in the current end game, because I like delirium way more. I don't know, I've never really been a huge fan of breach. And you have no choice, you know, in POE2 right now. Gallant's vest. Great evasion. I want evasion and energy shield. Like my delirium is coming to a close already.
Oh my god. He doesn't even have any health, but he got me.
Oh, I hate that.
One tapped.
Thunder.
Pro Ace just changed his name to Juice Bags. Or changed his status to Juice Bags. Deal with that, Pro Ace. I don't know if he's watching the stream.
Are you busy?
I'm. Oh, fuck. No, guess not. Alright, invite. Oh, it's this guy.
Yeah, I had him down. There wasn't
He
even
is so
red showing
slammy.
on his bar, man.
Mr. Slammy Slammy. Now I wonder, let me try something real quick. After this guy's dead. Go shout. Oh shit, I can't put it. Drop one now. Let's find a mob real quick. There'll be something in the hunting grounds here. See if you shout by my bell, if it makes the bell send out the corrupting cry. That would be ridiculous if it did.
Yeah, it does. Well, I'm hitting it too, though, so I'd have to do it from like the far side of the bell.
crazy.
Oh,
That Bell is going to be on the Nerf bat list, I think. It's pretty ridiculous.
Thank you.
You betcha.
Didn't want to spend another 20 minutes pounding that guy.
Yeah. Fair. See, it's the weirdest shit. My evasion, or no, it bounced back up. I was like, how does my evasion keep going down when I'm putting more points into it? Where was I? I just choked on the bloodwood. And what? I am level 75. So what tier map is that to be even? See what a gray not. 60. Oh, wrong one. That's 73. My mic is crackling.
A little crackly, yeah.
Are you hearing it in Discord or are you hearing it on the stream?
I'm hearing it on Discord.
Huh. Well, maybe there is a problem with my...
I think it started after your crash.
Is it doing it a lot?
Yeah, pretty much every time we talk. 'Cause, I mean, it's not like super bad, but it's crackles.
I might have to update or restart. I mean, if it's doing it all the time, I'll just stop the stream and get it figured out.
Yeah, it was fine before the crash.
That is so weird. The game would crash and it's messing with my mic. Is it doing it all the time on the stream, Harris? All the time when I talk. All right. Well, yeah, I can't stream like that. So, let me tough it out through the rest of this map here. And then I will have to figure out what's going on. Got to be something with one of my drivers. It's probably the same thing that's causing the crash. I'll go back and listen to the stream too and see if I can narrow it down to any specifics. It's pretty normal, Harris. Once you get, the more and more you get your build dialed in, the easier it'll all become. That, and it's very dependent on hero too. Like this character, I finished the campaign and I had to jump into like tier 1 and tier 2 maps to start leveling. Where like my warrior, I finished the campaign and I jumped right into like tier 10 maps. Yeah, it's probably just the more you get your build dialed in. That, and, you know, survivability is such a big thing. So the more layers of survivability you get will improve everything. Man, I hope my... Well, it's probably not my mic, but it could be my... I've got a pretty nice microphone, but my mic preamp is kind of ghetto. And it's older now, so it could very well be that. I'll have to look and see if there's any driver updates or anything for it. I need to get a new one, but this stuff's so expensive. Well, it just started, so no, I haven't. I mean, I've got to stop stream to do all that. That's what I'll do is, as soon as I get done with this map, I'm going to stop the stream, and then I'll restart everything, and then check for driver updates and all that crap. See, there is an advanced slicing quarterstaff. But what you want is an expert slicing quarterstaff to get the higher rolls.
Vanquished.
This is just a Frost Strike build, basically Frost Strike and Charge Staff. Using Frost Strike to build power charges, then using Charge Staff to consume the power charges and add lightning damage. That way I proc both my Heralds, Herald of Thunder and Herald of Ice. I've got something to proc both of them, basically. And that's what's giving me the chain boom booms. Anyway, I guess I'm going to hop off here then. It looks like the stream actually completely disconnected too and restarted. So something's going on with my system for sure. The stream is only showing that it's been live for 8 minutes. So something weird going on there. So anyway, I am going to hop off here, y'all. Sorry about that, but I obviously got something going on with my system I need to address. So I'm going to hop out of chat here too, Izar, but I will talk to you later.
All right.
But yeah, anyway, thank you all so much for hanging out. I'll be back live tomorrow. Hopefully I get whatever my issues are all dialed in and in order. But yeah, thanks an absolute ton. Not sure what my technical difficulties are here, but I will get it figured out, and I will see you all soon. Take it easy, y'all.